What's up, everybody? Back with another video, and it's gonna be a should you summon this time, of course, with Luocha coming out pretty soon. Gotta make a should you summon. This will also be covering Yukong and the Lightcones. I won't go into depth with her too much. She's not super complicated. She's gonna be on the banner. You're mainly gonna be summoned for Luocha. Yukong will be free next update once you complete a new Memory of Chaos. So if you're worried about getting one copy, don't worry about summoning unless you really want Locha. Then in that case, feel free. But if you're summoning just for a copy of her, don't stress. Just wait. You'll get a free next update. So let's go over what he does. He is an abundance imaginary healer. Now, as of right now, the only imaginary character in the game is Whelp. We kind of needed some more imaginary characters. So that's good that Yukong is also imaginary. But pretty much what he does is he heals, right? He's also an attack based healer. So, of course, his basic attack is just imaginary damage. His skill, after using his skill, he immediately restores the target's allies HP equal to 40% of Locha's attack plus 200. This is good because this means that you can build Locha to also do damage. He's not going to be doing anything crazy, but he will be able to whip out some more damage than, let's say, Natasha or Vilo. So, right, equal to 40% of his attack, plus 200. Meanwhile, he gains a stack of Abyss Flower. When an ally's HP percentage drops to 50% or lower, an effect equivalent to Locha's skill will immediately be triggered and applied to this ally for one time. Without consuming skill points, it'll trigger again after 2 turns, and then of course the 2 turns will never increase, unfortunately. But still a very strong skill. And then his ultimate is Death Wish, removes 1 buff, and it stays at 1 buff, unfortunately, and deals imaginary damage equal to his attack, and then you gain an Abyss Flower stack, which is really nice. You'll see Abyss Flower in a second. When Abyss Flower reaches 2 stacks, so you can use a skill in his ultimate or skill twice, or ultimate twice to get this, he consumes all stacks of Abyss Flower to play a field against the enemy. When an enemy in the field is attacked from an ally, the attacking ally's HP is immediately restored by an amount equal to 12% of Locha's attack plus 60. If its effect lasts for 2 turns, the 2 turns effect it does not go up, and this technique pretty much makes it to where his field is up instantly. Pretty nice, if you ask me. Pretty nice. Then his traces are when an enemy when an enemy in the field is attacked by an ally, all allies except the attacker, almost said except the enemy, restore HP equal to 7% of Locha's attack plus 93. That's really nice, as you just attacking will heal everybody, you don't gotta worry about it. And then his next one is chance to resist crowd control debuffs, increases by 70%, that's massive. And then when the skill effect is triggered, removes 1 debuff from a target ally. Skills effect is this one. So he has, cleansing abilities. So if you run Natasha, you got that covered. You're like, oh, well, I don't want to lose Natasha because she cleanses debuffs. Locha does as well. He's got that one up on Bilo, I will say, because I use Bilo a lot. And there's chances where I'm in a situation where I'm like, okay, healing is cool, but I really need to get rid of this debuff, and I just can't do it, which is unfortunate, but he's got us covered. And then his dupes, if you choose to go for them, when the field is active, attack of all allies increases by 20%. That's really, really good. Second one, when the skill is triggered, it targets allies' HP is lower than 50%. Locha's outgoing healing is increased by 30%. If the target allies' HP is at 50% or higher, when the ally receives a shield that can absorb damage equal to 80% of Locha's attack plus 240, lasting for 2 turns. And then 3 and 5, of course, are skill, basic attack, ultimate, talent. 4 is when Locha's skill is active, enemies become weakened and deal 12% less damage. And the ultimate is when the ultimate uses, there's 100% fixed chance to reduce all enemies, all types resistance by 20% for 2 turns. In my opinion, the best ones obviously are E1. I think is really, really strong. E2 is also very, very strong. I think those are probably the most important. You could easily run him on a mono imaginary team. I'm assuming with Yukong, and then whatever the next damage dealer is, that's imaginary, would probably be the next one. Pretty strong team, as he's pretty much got you covered for all healing purposes, and he applies a shield, which is kind of crazy. And then that'll be it for him. Honestly, if you don't have a healer and your only shielder is the MC, I'd highly recommend going for him. Very, very, very strong. The reason I say shielder is just because if you only have one shielder, you're probably going to need a healer. You can use March 7th. She's somewhat works, but she can't really protect you from AoEs too much. So if you only have the Fire MC, or you have the Fire MC and Jeopard, whatever it may be, very, very strong healing character. Now, If you have Natasha and Bailu, this changes up a little bit, as you can sneak by with just using Bailu and some stuff, and then like Natasha and the MC and the other for like your more defensive options. Locha is technically better. I will say he is easily the best out of the healers. I think Jeopard gives you a bit more oomph with his shield for like overall survivability, but I think Locha is kind of just like that guy. He cleanses, heals you a bunch. If you get dupes in him, he can provide a shield. At that point, if you get him E2, he's kind of a jack of all trades. You don't really need anyone else on the team. But overall, in my opinion, if you have Bailu and Natasha, I wouldn't stress too much about him. But let's go on to Yukong real quick. Yukong looks very, very nice. So, basic imaginary damage attack. Her skill obtains 2 stacks of roaring bowstrings. Max 2 stacks. When roaring bowstrings is active, the attack of all allies increases by 40%, and every time an ally turns end, you lose 1 stack of roaring bowstrings. It goes up a lot. When it's turn where Yukong gains roaring bowstring by using skill, will not be removed. Pretty much this turn you use the skill, it won't go down, so you got 2 turns of it. Pretty simple stuff. Then her ultimate is if the buff is active, additionally increases all allies crit rate by 21 and crit damage by 39, and it actually goes up a lot for the crit damage. Obviously this is if you have more dupes. At the same time, deal imaginary damage equal to 228 of Yukong's attack to a single enemy. Very, very strong support right there. Then her talent, basic attack, additionally deals imaginary damage equal to 40% of Yukong's attack, increases the toughness, reducing damage of this attack by 100%. This effect can be triggered again in 1 turn. And then her technique is after using her technique, she gains like a CLE like speed boost thing, and then she gains 2 stacks of roaring bowstrings when you start the battle. Pretty generic-esque kit for the I get my talent off rip. Then her traces are: when Yukong is on the field, imaginary damage dealt by allies increased by 12%. This would be insanely good for mono imaginary. Then when roaring bowstrings is active, Yukong generates 2 energy every time an ally takes action. Very nice. And the last one is Yukong can resist 1 debuff application for 1 time. This effect can be triggered again in 2 turns. Nothing super crazy, but it's still gonna be nice in certain situations. And then her dupes are at the start of battle, increases the speed of all allies by 10% for 2 turns. When an ally current energy is equal to its energy limit, Yukong generates an additional 5% energy. This effect can only be triggered once for each ally. The trigger count is reset after Yukong casts her ultimate. Very nice. 3 and 5, of course, are skill, attack, all that stuff. When roaring bowstring is active, Yukong deals 30% more damage to enemies. And then 6 is when Yukong uses her ultimate, she immediately gains 1 stack of roaring bowstrings. So that is pretty nice to keep up the duration. Overall, very, very strong character. You can use her as your buffer. She's going to shine on imaginary teams with that extra bonus. So whenever that next imaginary character comes out, if you have Welt and you're summoning for Locha and you get Yukong as well, you're kind of like almost required to summon at that point because you just kind of have the team. But other than that, that'll be it for the banners. Overall, oh yeah, I should probably also mention the other 2 characters on the banner are going to be Pila and where is she? Someone in the comments there, Nam. I promise you I will butcher it. But other than that, I know people can cook with her. Personally, I don't really like her kit. It's too RNG based for my likings. And then Pila is an extremely good support character, lowers enemies defense. Very, very nice. So 4 stars are definitely not lacking on this banner, and the 5 star is pretty good. If you're not saving for Blade or Kafka, definitely consider summoning. If you only have Natasha as your healer, definitely consider summoning. If you have Bailu Natasha and you're not too worried about, oh, I need someone who's stronger because I only have 1 shielder, whatever it may be, maybe don't summon. But I think if you are missing a healer or just someone better, this is definitely the banner to summon on. Who knows when our next healer will come out. Personally, I'm not summoning just because I want to save for Kafka, and I'm content with having Bailu and Natasha as my healers for right now. Now let's go on to Lightcone. Lightcone's going to be, of course, his. It's going to be this new one, and it's going to be the Harmony. Dance, 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 and it looks like that's it. Did they forget to do the 3rd one, or am I tripping? Because Dance, Dance, Dance is already in the game. What? I see. Interesting. Okay, well, regardless of whatever the third one is, Locha's Lightcone increases the warrior's attack by 24%. This is nice because his heals go off his attack. After the warrior uses an attack for each different enemy target the warrior hits, regenerate 3 energy. Each attack can regenerate energy up to 3 times its way. After the warrior uses their ultimate, all allies gain 12 speed for 1 turn. Pretty nice, honestly. If you are going for him, you should probably just go for his Lightcone. You can use other stuff, but a lot of the abundance light cones don't help your attack, which is going to hamper him a bit. Let me go ahead and pull up, not that, light cones. I'm looking for abundance. This one, that's what it is. Okay, so like this one is max HP. Outgoing healing works, but it's max HP he doesn't use, right? That's his. This one is max HP. Quid Pro, I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's the energy regeneration one, so it would be whatever. There is this one, increases the wearer's effect res by 16%. I'm assuming this is the other one that they didn't show us. Increase outgoing healing by an amount that is equal to 33% effect resistance. Outgoing healing can be increased by up to 15%. I mean, I guess, right? And then this one, I believe, this is also just okay. This one you could use, right? And then post-op, is this also HP? No, this is energy regeneration rate. And then outgoing healing when they use their ultimate. He can't use that because his ult doesn't heal. And then you have the 3-star ones, which at that point, like, why would you even use it, right? So not many options for him, unfortunately. So if you summon for him, you kind of are like almost just required to go for it. Or you could use shared feeling if you really want to. I'd probably say this is probably his second best one, in my opinion. Then the other ones are the Genius Response Irradiation. Increase the warrior's attack by 60%. When the warrior defeats an enemy, the warrior's crit rate increases by 24% for 3 turns. Not too sure how great this one will be. I'm always not a fan of having to defeat enemies to get it, unless you're like a character's like the Hunt. Then at that point, it's like that's kind of your job. But we'll have to see. I'm not a huge fan of this, so I'm a little bit biased on it. And the last one is Dance Dance Dance. After the warrior uses their ultimate, all allies' action is advanced forward by 60%. You can use this on Bronya, Tingyan, Asta. Very, very good. I use this on Asta personally, so not a bad light cone at all. So would I recommend summoning on this? If you don't have Locha, definitely don't do it. If you have him, you probably should consider it, considering there's not too many options that work well with him. But other than that, that would be it for the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe for more content. I'll have a guide going over the event that came out, I believe, a week ago now. I was waiting until the last day, so if you don't want to miss it, don't forget to subscribe. And of course, best of luck on your summons, whether you go for the Lightcone, Yukong, or Luocha. And of course, get that double, triple, quadruple, 5-star multi. And of course, I'll catch y'all in the next one.